Hi, this video is about Python Iceberg. This is not like new project, but since the latest version, I think released like a month ago, 0.6, it's becoming like mature enough to be, I think, kind of useful. So I'm using Fabric personal tenant, so it's a free trial which will expire in 30 days. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So just to get like a background, if you are into Lakehouse and big data and stuff, there are like multiple table format. If you use Databricks or Fabric, then the default is Delta table, but like Snowflake and Apple and BigQuery, they use something else called Iceberg. Um, they have a lot, like functionally, it's the same. There is some technical difference that, to be honest, I don't even know like the low level detail. But from a user perspective, like the main difference is Delta does not require a catalog for writing, but for Iceberg, it does require a catalog. The reason is Delta basically count on the file system to resolve conflict. Iceberg is say we'll just use a database for that because I don't know, they don't trust the file system to do that. So again, from business user perspective, it doesn't matter. Like what's matter if you want to read. So for Delta, it's easy as long as you get access to the storage. You write URL to the storage and you just read it. Iceberg is a bit different. You need to use yeah, technically you can read directly from the storage, but they recommend to use the catalog. For this example, I'm using SQL catalog. And yeah, to make it even more complicated, there is no standard catalog. So there is not like one standard implementation. They have like an API, standard API, and everyone is free to implement their own catalog. And there are like a lot. So there are SQL catalog, there are like REST catalog, which is the recommended way. For the REST catalog, there are like open source implementation and closed source implementation. They're like GDPC, and for me personally, I just would like the easiest thing possible. And you can use SQLite for that. But the problem with SQLite, like you need a place where you store like the database. I've personally I found like using Postgres is simpler. So here I'm using Postgres database. It's hosted on the cloud, and yeah, the writing I probably will talk about in separate video. It's a bit more complex, but just from the reading, I find the reading quite interesting. Yeah, another difference, and I think that's like the main, in my view, that's like the real difference. It's for me it's not about like Delta. Like yeah, if you go on LinkedIn and Twitter and people start this holy wars between Delta and Iceberg, I think that's not really the. I think both will be there, and probably Hoodie and probably some new table format. I think the real question is who is going to manage authentication to the storage. I think that's really the interesting part, because some vendors feel that it's the catalog job, that do that. For this SQL now, like I need to manually authenticate to the storage, but other catalog will do that on your behalf. So basically, the user will not have access to the storage. Everything is gated behind a meta store. In a sense, it feels more like traditional database. And yeah, people argue that's probably the right way. Like no one should have direct access, but anyway. So yeah, so I connect here. The same thing. I list my namespace, which is basically the the database. I have multiple, so I've written into Azure and Google Cloud just for testing. So I select one database, just Azure. It has like the 4 tables. Then I load those tables. This is not like physical operation. It's like lazy operation. I just load. When I say load, it's just the metadata, not like the data itself. Okay, so and then we can use those Python. You can use like Panda or Arrow or one thing though, like DuckDB doesn't have like a native integration. So the way it works, you need first to pass filters, get data, and then pass that data to the DuckDB table, which is not very elegant and not really practical. Polars has like a better integration. Polars basically when you write your SQL or their fancy API, it will push down the filter. So for example, here when you put like limit, you see it took like 8 seconds. By the way, don't worry too much about the performance because I'm running this in Fabric Sydney. The data is stored in North Europe, I think. So yeah, it pushed the limit and it works just fine. And here I'm doing a join. By the way, I cancel it. It's a bit embarrassing because I'm using like a free trial for the Postgres database, and I think I consumed all the users for a month, so they're blocking me. Okay, yeah, I don't know how but that's fine. They seems to. Yeah, the data is 250 million, so that's not too bad. This one should take. The last time it took like 36 seconds. Again, because I'm using like free trial for Postgres, so I think they put some heuristic to limit the usage for free user. Yeah, okay, 32 seconds. That's all right. Like scanning and doing a join on 250 million. Yeah. So the point is the talking about store table format. I think it's not a very interesting discussion. It's rather who control authentication to the storage. I think that's the most important question because there are like implication. If the catalog control that, it means any engine that connect will respect the same security model. Obviously, when I say authentication in this model is that like either you have access to a table or not, but I I don't think there is a way to limit like row level security because row level security you need to have a compute. So you can't really implement that without a compute running to like filter what row you should have access to or not. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's something interesting. All right, I hope you like the video and you find it useful. So thanks.